To stay happy, we need to move, and we moved at least during our desk work. Here I see room for improvement. For that reason, I am redesigning an office chair to move more while working. Now you can move while sitting on a chair. The motivation is controlling your mouse with the movements, and this is done with sensors that I put in the chair and code lines that I wrote. With the vision of office chairs, we move more, stay fitter, become healthier, and are happy at the office. Here you see some rapid prototypes that I made. Moving more in the office is office in motion equals more happiness. So to test what kind of design I needed, I made a lot of mechanical prototypes to sit on. I started with rapid prototyping as you see here, and here you see different ways of rotating motions and balancing motions. Also, I looked into what if your legs can move in different ways. So each upper leg has its own seat, and now you can move your legs separately. On the back you see sketches of the office chairs in motion inspiration ideas I had. Okay, here you see one of my first mechanical prototypes to sit on. This started with wooden ones during lockdown. I was here focusing on the two separate legs movement, as you could see before in the rapid prototyping one. Here another one. Later I could really sit on this one. You see that legs could move in all kind of directions, and I was figuring out how to make the hinges finally out of metal, because this is all fast and quickly. So first I thought, okay, so if I sit on a chair, office chair, how does that work right now? If you the balancing system from your back backwards, could I reuse that and make them double for two legs? So here you see me trying to show how this spring system works. So yeah, it's a spring, and you can say, okay, I want it loose, or I want it till here, and then you can lock it in a kind of position like this, and then it doesn't really wobble anymore, and then it's stuck at one. Or you can say, okay, I want it from here to here, and then it can move that range of motion. So I thought, okay, what if those hinging parts were for each leg? So you could also keep track of the resistance of these motions that your legs can do. So it became a kind of a fitness thing. And here I show also that the balancing is really important. After I interviewed with a physiotherapist, the balancing parts are important, and the pressure that you can adjust, as I show here, stronger or less strong. Here I go into the balancing focus. I did this with a gumball. I tried to, you see me trying it out. This was the first one. I made many adjustments. Later on I put foam in the middle and springs as well, but more with foam. Oh yeah, I started really early on trying to put sensors in it, and made use of the computerized library. This is my first game I played on the prototype. I sat on it and I balanced myself through the game, and I adjusted to some movements, functions. There were 3 functions, 3 keys in this game that I programmed into the chair so I could play the game. This was the first start. And I finished the game actually with sitting on the chair. So it was really fun to do, and a really nice lockdown time. So then afterwards the workshop were open, and I could finally work out my mechanical prototypes. This was the outcome of 2 months of hard work. Here you see the balancing movements and the separate leg movement in one prototype. So it's the balancing gimbal and a kind of railing system with that bounce back. Yes. So editing sensors and things like this, these mechanics became quite complex, and I found help when I visited Bruns and Arndt, and they really brought me to the next level after the outcomes that I made these prototypes so far. With engineering thoughts and making parts and code polishing, they made my chair simpler, and I focused more on the balancing because I had only a few more weeks left. You see, I chose for the air spring, and here connected with the air-based structure. I edited the sensors into the seat. I adjusted the air value for the spring and made it longer so I could customize it. This all is because when I'm in the office, I am not the only one unhappy with the office workspace. I was thinking, okay, why are my emotions changing in the workspace? More of this I explain in my website. But you see me making all the codes and fine-tuning the sensors, and it took me quite some time. Nerd code. Yeah, this is the mouse library I use here. I updated some parts to make the chair look more nice. Yeah, I also on-fit made the handle, and this is what came out. It's a chair that gets your outside moves inside. Thank you for listening. Hope you see more of my process on my website. Goodbye.